intrepid voyagers in a Lord of the Rings situation, trying to find Gandalf. They've got this determined look on their face. They're walking with purpose, and they're all on acid at the same time. And
what are you sampling there? What kind of? What are your snacks?
You want some? but
that sounds like a good video. That sounds like an excellent video. We have to do that.
This is the vision that came to my mind with listening to the driving force of this song, which, by the way, is excellent, and the name of the band. And I'm picturing this ragamuffin group of guys trying to find the sacred ring to get to Gandalf before the bad guys do. But again, they're all tripping their brains out, but they're so determined.
Yeah, we're definitely determined, but there's not too many. We haven't got any Gandalfs involved or any orcs.
And trust me, I say this in the most complimentary of ways.
Oh, thank you.
I think there's a little personal vision that sort of plays into that feeling.
Well, I have to admit that it may have brought back vivid memories of Euphoria, but from years gone by, and before you.
Yeah,
serious. You guys are tight, and that you've got such a good song. It's beautifully produced. And I hope that there's going to be more like this.
Yeah, one of the more upbeat songs we do. I mean, we worked out the album is actually only about 30 minutes long. I mean, all our songs are like that sort of short, sharp, and sort of in-your-face type songs. So we really enjoy doing those sort of upbeat type, short blasts, if you like. So, there'll definitely be a lot more of that as well.
It brings back memories of our early days in radio, when the average record ran between 2 minutes and 2 minutes 30 seconds, and a 3-minute record. You got to be kidding me! How do we squeeze that one in? So 2.5 minute songs, something that we're more than used to for a long time. What you got on your plate now? We know it looks like we're going to be slowly getting back to normal, and hopefully by 22 we will be. But that leaves all the rest of 21. What you got on your plate? What are you guys planning on for the rest of this year?
Yeah, well, we're sort of saying a few places in London are starting to open up, and we've got a couple of dates penciled in for August. We haven't promoted them yet because it's still not 100% sure. So hopefully, towards the end of the year, we'll start doing a few more gigs here and there. We've also got a couple more videos coming out from tracks from the album, so they'll be released quite soon. And ideally, we'd like to sort of get back in the studio, maybe record another EP, for release next year. So we're going to try and, do as much as we can this year while things sort of get back to normal. But, like you're saying about lockdown and sort of spending the time, I've written pretty much the second album and probably most of the third album already. We're just sort of all fired up, waiting to go, but everything's sort of there, just waiting to sort of kick off, really.
Right, I got you. With the reopening of some of the venues now, and of course the fact that you're not announcing them yet, which is cool, and I understand completely, and I wanted you to know that now that you're part of the David Bowers Awards family, we'd like you to spread the news, share it with us, and we'll share for you. One of our social media pages is one I have on Facebook, which is The David Bowers Awards. It's a groups page, and it's open so that you can post your own directly to the page. You don't have to send us a press release or anything. You can just post whatever you've got happening, shows, new music, rumors, the latest scuttlebutt, anything you want to share with your fans and hopefully more new fans, feel free to post it there. We'll pick up on it and share it on our other social media sites. So keep that in mind. And definitely,
definitely do that.
With that in mind, before we run out of time, I wanted to ask you, and we've seen a lot of information, news going around from both the UK, Europe, from the other side of the world, Australia, the Philippines, and of course right here in the States and Canada, about how this has hurt the indie venues. What have you seen? What have you noticed about the attempt to survive by these indie venues, and how are they dealing with it?
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's a lot of clubs and pubs in London, which we know. As far as I know, most of them are still planning on opening in some way or another, but I know a few pubs have sort of gone already. They've just haven't been able to carry on without any income coming in. But there's a few of the sort of more well-known pubs, if you like. There's one in Camden called the Dublin Castle, which is quite a famous pub. That's had a sort of a crowdfunding thing going on, so that'll carry on. But it's going to be interesting to see how many venues do sort of carry on. I think at the moment they're still sort of being supported by governments with grants and things like that. So hopefully that will carry on for a while. But once that stops, it's going to be then we'll sort of find out exactly where we are, really.
Yeah, I know that I saw where there's a lot of talk about, of course, the government doing more to help them survive, help them get through this period. And as we've seen, it looks like we're starting to come out of it. We can only hope that they do survive, and I think it's going to be a mutual thing. The venues are going to have to help the acts, and the acts are going to have to help the venues. And this is a good thing, because there have been venues taking advantage of acts for way too long, and if they have to be codependent, this is going to help everybody, I think. Steve, we're almost out of time. I promised you a moment to tell the folks how to find you, give them your webpage, your link, whatever you've got, and let them be able to find you and your music.
Yeah, definitely. Well, probably the best place to find us on social media is Facebook. If you search for Last Misfit Heroes, we're there. We're also on Instagram, Twitter, and even LinkedIn. So we're across all that. And we've got a YouTube channel as well with all the latest videos. So that's the best places to find us. And then you'll be able to find the album on the usual sort of places: Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, Deezer. There's a whole, I think, hopefully they'll be on most streaming services. And also we've got a Bandcamp page, so if anyone's looking for any merch or anything, then if you head to Bandcamp and search for Last Misfit Heroes, you'll find a few T-shirts and hats, things like that. So that's pretty much where we are.
Fantastic. Steve Catt, we want to thank you so much for sharing with us, for spending your time here with us today, and we look forward to keeping in touch, hearing more from you in the future, and hey, maybe we can even twist your arm and get you to come back and see us again.
Oh, yeah, definitely, without a doubt. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Yeah. No, thanks for having me on.
Great, our pleasure. Be sure and keep in touch. We mean that, Steve. A pleasure having you here with us, ladies and gentlemen. They call themselves Last of the Misfit Heroes, and this is When My Empire Falls. Oh, wow. That's got an amalgam of sounds in it. You've got some classic rock. You've got some punk. You've got some heavier stuff in there. That's a great sound. I love the way they put it all together. You know me, John. I'm one of these that love when an artist can mix or cross genres and do it successfully, so it doesn't sound like, hey, he just decided to throw a couple of different sounds together. Great sound.
Nice job. Really nice job.
Really nice job. Yeah, the last of the Misfit Heroes from London. We thank them so much for joining us here today. Also, our old friend Steve Litvak from Rochester Free Radio and his group, the Tombstone Hands. Great job having you here with us, and we'll love looking forward to having you, our listeners, here with us again next week, John Bon Jovial. I think that means it's time to take us home.
Oh, man, do I have to go already? All right. Folks, you did it again. You spent another perfectly good hour with us here at the David Bowers Awards, and we really, truly are grateful for your presence today. The David Bowers Awards is broadcast around the world from the studios, the world-famous studios of Computer Help USA in Naples, Florida, and, of course, from the beautiful Valley of the Sun in Tempe, Arizona. And we are available for free on most of the major streaming services, including now podchaser.com/TheDavidBowers. Be sure to follow The David Bowers on Blog Talk Radio, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook, and join us next week for the David Bowers Awards Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern on WRFZ-FM 106.3. That's Rochester Free Radio in Rochester, New York, and on Blog Talk Radio Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 6 p.m. UTC. So until next week for the David Bowers Awards, this is the legendary John Bon Jovial saying, be good to yourselves, keep your distance, get your shots, wash your hands, keep the masks on for a little while longer, and we'll see you next week right here on the David Bowers Awards.